Namaste!
Power off. Bluetooth mode.
Namaste, Big Cat. Welcome, or welcome back to Frequency Phoenix 555 for your message or massages. Come in. Come on. I've got intel. Big Cat, they, them and isolated you, or you was put into spiritual quarantine, which made you trung. You get no S, babe. You've been through the trenches and came out winning. And now they fear you. They fear your next move. They fear your earning capacity. They fear your intelligence, darling dear. And they fear everything about you, darling dear. Listen, worried, pressed, pumped and perturbed as they tried to plunder, pillage and loot everything you had going on. Well, guess what? It didn't go with your eyelashes. So you... Let's dive in, darling dears. The planetary energies today. Oh, let me bring up the chat. Excusez-moi, I'm a bit remiss. We are in the midst of Mercury retrograde, trying to take a hold of us, take us with it, but don't go. When it goes left, we go right. Let's bring up the chat. Let's see if it's going to allow me to do this, because sometimes it can get squiffy. Namaste, Destiny Capricorn, Big Cat Wave. Philip Davis, hello. Glad you could pop in. Nicolette, pinkies up. Hello. Marty, 86. Glad you could pop in. Please hit the thumbs up button. Right, let's press on with the planetary energies, darling dear. The Gemini Sun, Gemini, the third house, led by what Mercury, darling dears? Right, the Gemini Sun connects with Jupiter in Aries this morning. This energy will put pep in your step. You'll be kicking your way out of the duvet, attacking your work, your exercise routine, getting your feng shui on, darling dears. Cleaning up those nasty corners, getting rid of things that you don't need, uncluttering your life. That pep in your step is going to stand you in good stead. Why? Because Mercury, the planetary ruler of Gemini, is in retrograde, allowing you to gain clarity on matters. Yes, baby, matters. That's what we're calling it now. Matters which you haven't been able to in a while due to Mercury's moonwalk. It's had you a bit squiffy in the brain. Made you second guess and doubt your big cat moves, the ones you did in silence. Well, you wasn't wrong. It was Mercury retrograde trying to F with you. Well, push back. Use the Gemini Sun. Keep in mind that the passive-aggressive tendencies, right, could reach a peak in the middle of the day due to these transits. However, Mercury retrograde in Taurus harmonizes with Mars in Pisces, and this energy can go either way, darling dears. So if things are going left, you go right. If the chicken heads are trying to take over and run amok in your palace, you get what obstreperous, darling dear. Loud and difficult, extremely difficult to be handled. No one handles the big cat. Are you mad? Are they mad? How now, brown cow? Let's call in the energies of guidance and protection and wisdom, darling dear, from Father God, Mother Isis, ancestors, angels, way showers, and spiritual guides, as above, so below. From Keitha to Malkuth. Namaste. So beat mode, energies, up, big cat. Let's dive in and see what's going on. See what they're up about. Up about or on about, we don't really care. I've decided to, for the daily reads, we're gonna select a tile. I don't know why it's shaky, because they can't bloody move. They can't move. We're gonna select a tile to see exactly where we need to go, right? It's about travel, darling dear. Could be astral travel, it could be physical travel, it could be mental, spiritual and emotional travel, darling dears. But travel is the word, the key word of the day. Oh, Palo Santo is running things these days. Oh, we have Gebo, darling dear, and it's on its face. Yes, baby, the Gemini energy Partnerships that are now over, null and void, wrong choices. It also speaks about the greedy and those that feel that you must be obligated to them. Those that wish the what? The wicked vibe of loneliness on you. You weren't lonely, you was thinking, and you had to be away in spiritual quarantine to get great, darling dear. Nothing like relying on the unknown. What's that, Father God Most High, as you went into the undergrowth where all of the infinite possibilities, allow my tongue, Mercury retrograde, possibilities lie. Anyhow, let's press on even more, darling dears. The energy of the Gemini. Someone's made a lot of wrong choices. The partnerships that they made was with what? Other bottom feeders that were feeble-minded. They went with the dull-eyed crew and thought they'd win over you, big cat. They can't win over you because you don't care. We've got 33 in the chat. That's an ascended master number. And it also is the law 33 of the 48 laws of power. Knowing your opponent, blood. Whatever you've done, darling dear, you've crushed them. Law 15. Yeah, and you weren't even trying to fight them. You was just doing you. Doing you. Isaiah 54:17. No weapon formed. And they were formed, darling dear. They tried to form it with the isolation, trying to ice you out of what? Circles of gossip, them talking behind your back, because they're not getting no exact on-the-button intel, darling dear. They don't know what you're doing. But whatever you're doing, you're great. If you've got progeny, they're excelling. Everything's looking good in your hood, your neighborhood, right? The ones where all the big cats hang out. Anywhere they be, you ain't there, darling dear. You found direction and made choices in your life. It also speaks about what? A manipulative person. Somebody who is what? How can I put it? They're feeling extremely disconnected from you because of the wrong choices they made in their life. Oh, well, right? They gave you trust issues. They gave you trust issues, they did. They gave you what? Piss and phobia. Yeah, trust no one. You started listening to what? Boosie Badass. Right? Bopping your head and thinking, I'm going to win. And you did. In silencio. Right? What's this? What did you say? Destiny? Yes, they gave you the PTSD. The PTSD, darling dear, unless you've been with a narc or been brought up in a narc-like environment, you don't understand and you can't explain it to someone, especially when they say to you, well, why didn't you leave? Baby! You did try to leave physically until divine came for you and you freed your mind. You weren't leaving that shit because you didn't know you could do better and do battle by yourself, darling dear. Posh, clap, hey. Outrageous, darling dear. They feel discontent that you are what? Traveling on in life, moving forward, never backwards. In the words of Abraham Lincoln, no less. Right. Looks, if I had sleeves, I'd be rolling it up for these beaches and meaches. Those ones with the Shakira hips that you couldn't listen. Yeah. No one to check me, boo. I have to rein it in because I've got what? Spin class Monday, guys. Told you. That lady was trying to cave people's heads in last week. I'm still going. I've got a helmet that my daughter gave to me and I'm going to bring it with me. I don't care what anybody thinks. Let them think what they like. My cranium, I need it. And I need it whole and uncaved in. It's still ringing in my head how they were screaming at her, drop the weight! Drop the weight! And then 3 of them was dragging her out of the room. She grabbed the water bottles off the bikes as she was being pulled past them. And she was trying to pepper dust us. Listen. You've got to be cautious and what? Everywhere you go, pay attention, darling dears. Pay attention. Because the least likely person will pop off and try and take you out. How now, brown girl? After you what? Got away from the wicked? Sucking my 31 teeth against something which I don't like doing. Right. Let's dive on. We're going to roll 1 dice. Get as much intel before we press on, yeah? To work on our temples and get to our bags in silence. Big cat, we have a tool. The High Priestess, water and moon energy, darling dears. The two also, the key word for a two is adventure, darling dear. This is an extremely lucky period for you, darling dears. This also speaks about unexpected good news, gifts, compliments. People are going to be complimenting you, darling dear. What do you do when they compliment you? You say thank you. You don't, if they're talking about your outfit, you don't tell them the price tag or this, or you don't say shit. Now repeat after me. What do you say? You say thank you. That's it. Nothing more. Right? The High Priestess also speaks about secrets. It also speaks about your what? Spiritual growth. You went within and you've got a file, darling dear, for the feeble-minded. Yes, baby. I know it's a see-through pamphlet and I know we float tested it over the dustbin. However, as the coach of the red flag team, sometimes you have to what? Dig up that intel, that past recon to make sure that you're not slipping back into what? Dummy bat mode. Listen, ain't going back, blood, because it's not a nice place to be. I'm still working on my edges, blood, my hairline. It tried to run away to the back of my head. I'm telling you, this and that, darling dear, this and that. Yes, baby, but they fear you now. Yes, they're feeling everything. And they want to run. Run where? Back to you, darling dear. You better be obstreperous. Gandalf the White. This goes no further. It's bull swanky, and it will set back all of the improvement that you've done on yourself, all the work, all of the shadow work that you've done, darling dear. The two also speaks about what? Spiritual enlightenment, darling dears. This and that, and it's the balancing of your feminine energies. Your intuition is on litty. Somebody's thinking about missionary. Listen, I'm not even going to repeat the last word. Get it out of your head. No, we don't want to think about that. It also speaks about what? The selfishness and shallowness of certain people's behaviors. Somebody thought that they could control you with this Shakira hips, by whom they was what? Shaking it down on. Baby, whomsoever has got your what? Basura. They took your problems, mate. It's got nothing to do with you, big cat. Fist bump. Let's carry on. Press on. You've got the Gemini energy in the reverse. Someone made the wrong choices, right? The High Priestess in the reverse, darling. There's a professional mistress and a bitter Betty. Somebody who casts negative aspersion on your name on a daily basis because they can't be you. Listen. The run through has been put in first place and they're still trying to send things for you by astral means, darling dear, by full-on malicious intent. But guess what? Your ancestral team is been what? Drugging them. Drugging them. Why? Not drugging, dragging, right? Why? Because they're keeping them focused on what? You, big cat. On you, darling dear. As you focus on you, they focus on you. And what? You have the ability to transmute energy from dark to light. It's put the pep in your step. This and that, darling dears. This and that. Let's press on. I'm loving these cards at the moment. They're it's the Goddess and Gods and Guardians Oracle cards. Right, let's get the massage, the spiritual message around what's going on today, darling dears. What's traveling towards the big cat? What do they need to know to put that extra pep in their step? What's this? Sexual wisdom, darling dear. Pay your knees, blood. Pay your knees. Hey, don't be pulled off your flip-flop by what? A chancer, a philanderer, a speaker of the what? The wicked word that will what? Be kryptonite in your shell light, darling dear. Sexual wisdom. They want you to what? Understand. Celibacy, darling dears, is a what? It's was it a passage, a rite of passage? Yes, baby. Passage to the best things that are going on in life, darling dear. Once you can contain your sexual energies, darling dear, keep to yourself, right? That energy is transmuted into what? Growth. You're able to what? Pour into yourself. Use that energy to get great, which you did in the isolation, the spiritual quarantine. They expected what? To turn you into an amobia, a brainless idiot. It didn't work. Idiot? Oh my God. Face of the deck, darling dear. Because you believe in yourself. You believe in yourself. You trust you. You was with you in the DNS, had to look over my shoulder, and you're still with you now. And you is the only thing that can go with you everywhere on this Mount Goof. You believe in yourself. And your ancestors are what? Posh clapping at your back. You believe in yourself. And whatever you are what? Building on this Mount Goof. One step at a time, darling dear. One step at a time. I absolutely love this energy. Noticing the purple, the dignity of it all, darling dear. Not getting off your throne, right? To argue or tongue wrestle with those that try to ice you out. Good. You said what? Two of these and one of those. I choose me. Father God, I'm coming. Face of the deck, you've got Ra. Share your gifts, darling dear. Your spiritual gifts. You are big cat, a starseed light worker. You were sent to lift up the energy on the planet, right? And when Divine gave you this task, you took the task before you came to this Malkuth. He gave all of us, right, the map on how to live in our North Node. They're still talking about you behind your back, darling dears. Yes, baby. The sun energy. Knowing your worth. Share your gifts, darling dear. Share your gifts. You must always be a survival kit for another big cat. Never you forget that. When Divine calls you, he says, come as you are. And the more you are dedicated to your purpose, to your growth, to your healing, facing your inner child wounds, darling dear, it's not lovely when you have to unpack them, but you have to go back in order to go forward. I mean, mentally, to understand where the first cut to your white meat was. You have to understand it. And those that ghost you and do all of this and that, darling dear, it was meant to happen. Why? You was taking too long to wake up, blood. You was taking too long. Right? I don't want to fall out with you, but I will. But not for long, because we got to press on. As I said, my mocha, darling dears, don't get smoked. Because I ain't getting smoked. Not at the gym. Not at my domicile, not in my chariot of righteousness, and sure as she's naive, not from a pet cemetery from yesteryear, who wanted me or you to look at their crack for air as they what bent up over and busted it wide with all sorts of what fucking blood for you. This and that, big cat, this and that. Right. Let's base of the deck, darling dear. What you are seeking is seeking you. This is the Caduceus, the balance of it all. It also speaks about true soul tribe, true soul family, darling dears. I would choose you, darling dears, over anyone that was in my past any day of the week. Why? We are children of the light. I would. Not pretending. What is it? What is it that the big cat needs to travel away from today, darling? Yes, we've got to use that as the key word. What are you traveling away from? Baby, I'm not going to read these, but we see the Nine of Cups. We see the Justice card, Libra energy. Listen, the codependent, darling dear, those that you're no longer impassioned, you're moving away. You've become an agent of karma. I told you, it's a past lover. It could be a family member, could be a friend, somebody you had in at your inner sanctum. Listen, you don't love what they've got going on, mate. You're not happy about it. World card, something that you ended. Oh, the obsessively jealous, the codependent, those with all of their addictions, darling dear, those that like to gossip, right? What, the perpetrators of slander, got nothing good going on in their life, or maybe they do, but they use other people's business as the wind beneath their wings, darling dear. Capricorn energy on its face. Yes, baby. The devil energy on its face, darling dear. As I said, somebody's obsessively jealous of you. Their plans have collapsed. It's been a cohesive failure, right? They've realized they're wasting a lot of energy, and somebody, right, is wanting to tempt you or will try to tempt you into either fucking ease or to come back to a situation to what? Get fucking ease. Moving away from negative cycles, darling dear. This is about breaking chains and bonds, generational curses. You traveled away from that quick, smart, and in a hurry. Well, they think it is. They didn't realize that it's a process, darling dears. Listen, somebody who can't emotionally move on, and they're at hockey sticks at dawn, darling dear. They have to sit in the energy of you leaving a situation that they didn't want to end with you. Why? They had control of you in some way, shape, or form. Yes, they did. No longer emotionally invested in a situation, something that you had to move away from. This also speaks about what? Your emotional maturity in a situation. Somebody's extremely clingy as well. They're clinging to past issues that you've what? Fallen back from. You're no longer involved. It also speaks about your healing. It took you a while to travel to this position, darling dear, where you understood yourself and your worth. This is also what? The recuperation. Some of you have gone for a rest period. But then again, I always say, big cat, we're not resting, we're thinking. We're allowing the divine to give us what? Signs and signals. You fell back from a situation. This is why they're mad. Yeah, a clean getaway. Six of Swords. This is spirit at your back, darling. They're guiding you. And if you've got progeny, onto what? Calmer waters. This goes to Ten of Swords. It speaks about the betrayal of a situation. And it speaks about malicious gossip, malicious words. And it is also a caution, darling dear, because the Devil card speaks about temptation. Don't be tempted to go back to a situation that you were spiritually guided to what? Fall back from. You was in quarantine, darling dear, because you had to remember who you was and you had to find your North Node. Base of the deck, darling dear, is the truth roof. You mastered something when you moved away. This is your intellect, darling dear. A new beginning for you. And it also speaks about big time Sputnik. Yes, baby, I have to say big time Sputnik because they're spying, king size spying, and they're not loving what they see. They're looking at you have what? Emotional control. Slow to speak, darling dear. And it also speaks about they're watching you take action, right? Intelligent, logical moves in your life, darling dear. From the nosebleed section. Because you chose to travel, and it also speaks about travel, darling dear. The swords represent springtime. Some kind of a project or a contract, darling dear, that you something that you worked on, something that you've been mastering or trying to fine tune in the springtime, darling dear. You're waiting for something to come through, something that you mastered, something that you did with your hands, your own hands. Queen of Wands. This speaks about your plan, plotting, and strategizing, darling dear. Looking sexy in them streets, looking after yourself, making right choices, a natural born leader. They didn't expect that from you, darling. Imagine. This swamp lurker, this scuzz bucket, whomsoever they are to you, darling dear. Let's clarify the Devil card on its face, darling dear. The obsessively jealous that would love to tempt you back into fucking ease. Ten of Cups. You got your 10th cup when you moved away from the situation. This also speaks about your emotional fulfillment. Mastering your emotions. I told you, anyone that has your emotions in a tight grip, darling dear, can pull you about like taffy. And I tell you, the only persons or personages on this Malkuth that should have your emotions in a tight grip like that is a newborn baby. No one else, blood. They must have all of your attentions and your efforts, not a whole grown body. You can't raise someone who's already grown. Come through, K. Michelle. Posh, clap. Yeah. Your 10th cup. Being able to what? Release yourself from situations that bound and change you. This is about spiritual ascension. This is also about sexual wisdom. We already saw this. You can't be sexually tempted into a situation because your mind, darling dear, it's a meeting of the minds. Did you hear that? You're one of those that follow your instincts. Everything is a sign in the readings, darling dear. And the sword speaks about spiritual download. You've got 14 on the table, darling dears. 14 goes... Have you got 14? Hold on a minute, that's 7. 7 and 4 is 11. What am I talking about 14? But 14 is important. That's the number of temperance. Sagittarius energy, it speaks about balance and moderation. This is about your savings, your finances, your energies. The temperance card also shows us that you've been on a hard journey, darling dear, but you still have a bit of a ways to go. But it also speaks about your spiritual strength, right? Yes, baby. And overcoming obstacles that was meant to what? Take a big cat down. Your emotional maturity, darling dear, is off the chain. This is why you are being gifted with happiness. If you're progeny, if you have progeny, they're happy too, darling dear, because you broke free from a cycle. Therefore, their lives will not go down the same dark garden path, fraught with what? The Candyman and Freddy Krueger blood. Clarify the 8 of Cups. What else about this traveling, moving away? Someone's been stuck on you. And this is what? They're watching you celebrate yourself. This is parties, invitations. It is also feminine energy. Oh, next to the 8 of Cups, in the reverse, you've got some bitter Bettys, darling dear, that hate your guts. They hate your eyelashes. Why? You overcame the emotional turmoil they tried to put in your life. And this also speaks about a group mentality. When Big Cat walks alone, what's the matter with them? They didn't get the memo. Oh, well. You've got feminine energy that don't like you, darling dear. These people are preying on your downfall. They want you to what? Lose everything that you've got, including what? Your mind. Your mind, darling dear. This is what? Wishful thinking. Wanting bad things to happen to you. Could be family energy, could be a fakeazoid friend that you said to say 2 of these and 1 of those true. Why? Because you're the Empress. I told you. You wasn't sleeping, you was thinking. Co-creating your abundance. Venus as well as Earth energy, darling dear. The Empress embodies all of the queens. Yeah. You is big in them streets, darling dear. This speaks about what? Being able to what? Co-create, darling dear. As well as procreate. Some of you are pregnant at this moment in time. And you're going to be having a C-section. Listen. I know you didn't intend to have a C-section, darling dear. But you know what? I had 2. I had 1 natural birth with my first baby. She was what? £5.12. My son was £8.3. And his head got stuck. So he had to be cut from me. And then Karma Moore, she came out at 7.7, but she decided to what? Just stop her heartbeat in the middle of everything when they put the, is it the Fontouse cap on their head? Yeah. Emergency situations, cut from it, blood. Nothing wrong with that, I'm still here, right? You'll be all right after your C-section, darling dear, because you are being protected and provided for by the Most High. The King of Swords also represents Father God Most High. Gemini is the twins, though. I don't want to say it, darling dears, but it's calling for 1, 1, 1. 1 will not make it. My condolences, darling dears. But I can't remember who told me this. Years and years ago, when I had my second miscarriage, somebody said to me that when the baby chooses not to come to life, when you have a miscarriage, right, that child is chosen to be your ancestor. And this person is going to, this child, this being, this soul, has elected to what? Guide you throughout life and pull you through the gates of heaven when it's your time. That's why I heard, and it comforted me, and I hope it comforts whomsoever is going through this at this moment in time. But anyway, I digress. Clarify the Empress. You moved away, darling dear. Clean getaway. You broke what? Chains. Dysfunctional chains. Changed up the whole game of everything. Yeah. And there's still some people stuck in the DNS. Had to look over my shoulder. They're not changing, haven't transformed. And with the death card in the reverse facing the Empress, I said, if somebody has twins and one will not make it, my condolences. I didn't want to call it, but I have to. I bring the messages. Base of the deck, progress and triumph, darling dear. What they tried to take you down with, darling dear, by the isolation, it was the winning factor, what you needed. It was the wind beneath your wings to press forward. Cancer healing, cancer energy. I nearly said cancer healing. The cancer is healing. We see surgical as well. It could also mean the actual illness of cancer, darling dear. Somebody's going through healing at this moment in time. Yes, baby, this and that. Let's get another deck. I'm going to use the gold deck. Don't judge me, I love it. You've been making the right investments, darling dear. This is about progress, your hard work, your efforts. Pentacles also speak about online, darling dear. They're watching you online, mouth breathing, as you continue to believe in thyself. Why? Because you believe in the Most High. Psalms 91:1, you leant back and you got protected. Yes, baby. The betraying betrayers, those that stabbed you and stabbed you and stabbed you again. This is about you mentally. You mentally got over what they did, healing that particular what? Dysfunction within yourself, your shadow side, darling dear. Releasing emotions from a situation. This is about you being able to look back at past issues, darling dear, not be what? At hockey sticks at dawn. This is about you thinking about it in a what? More king-like way, right? Understanding certain things were done for you and not to you, darling dear, because you ain't the same cat. You're not in the same space. You've moved on. And as I said, this went to 11 of swords. 11 is a master number. This is divine inspiration, darling dear. Divine timing and your steps being in order. They betrayed you, darling dear. They expected you was going to be what? Brown bread. 210 speaks about the breakthrough, the emotional breakthrough that you've achieved. Clarify the 8 of Cups, please. Clarify the 8 of Cups. Clarify the 8 of Cups, please. Thank you. Yeah. In a position where you will be the boss, darling dear. This is equal give and take, and you're holding the scales of what? Justice. This is about being a boss. Some of you have gone into what? Somebody's working for a charity organization at this moment in time, and it also speaks about information. Some of you are giving out information on the internet, right? I nearly said intellect and internet. Well, it's the same thing, isn't it, darling dear? You're giving out what? Your intel, and it's what? Informative and intellectual. Realizing that you was in a situation that would have never got any better. You would have always been breadcrumb, treated like the runt of the pack, darling dear, by this feminine energy. This is about the disingenuous that took all of your information that cut you to your core. This speaks about what? Mental illness. They wanted mental illness on you. They, them, and Who's laughing now, big cat? Judgment. This also speaks about an ex. We're in Mercury retrograde. Somebody who was Mac the knife in your life is trying to manifest you back. Yes, baby. Whomsoever these ex people are, the ones that you fell back from, they would love to come back like Mac the knife. And it also speaks about what? The Judgment card, liberating yourself from a situation in order to rebirth as the true you, according to your North Node. Life-changing opportunities coming towards you. World card, something that you've created. All of this major arcana, darling dears, on your 4 of Swords. You have to understand, darling dear, what happened in the past was just a chapter, and you now realize that you are able to turn that page and still able to what? Move forward at a hot trot, a new car. This is again traveling. Move forward, travel. 6 of Swords and the Chariot. Move forward, darling dear, with your emotions under control and quick to take action, right? Following your intuition at every turn. Why? Because you're the Empress. And you've been given a blank check, a clean slate, a new beginning for this intellectual getaway that you what? Brought into your life when you chose you. You chose you, believing in yourself. 6 of Swords. Look! You're moving towards in whatever you invested in, darling dear. You're about to see the fruits of your labor. This also speaks about loyalty, darling dear. You have loyal partners coming towards you, your true soul tribe. Yes, baby. Those that also have mastered what? Their dark past, their childhoods, past relationship situations. This is all about growth, darling dear. You're traveling to what? A more calmer, more beneficial and abundant period in your life. Love it. Love it. Clarify this 10 of cups, please. Because I've got a ghost and I've got to go and get my bike, mate. Get my crash helmet on. Yeah. Look. You're the Empress. And this is also a divine union, darling dears. Some will be going into a divine union. This also speaks about partnerships, business deals. This is also when you see the Empress come out twice, this speaks about a rich benefactor, a rich partner, or somebody who is established in their business, giving you what? A hand up or a shout out, darling dear. You're about to get some kind of communication that is going to have your cup running over. You have intel traveling towards you. Everything's about the travel today, darling dears. Base of the deck, you made the right choice. In a situation that was proper sticky blood. Listen. Something's trying to take you or get your attention. You see the way it got my attention and tried to take me off my gangster? Listen, you're the Empress twice. And you have an offer coming towards you. I told you, if you have a business, some kind of platform, because the world card is online, darling dear. Somebody's about to what? Get in contact with you, and this person is a master in their own industry. This is about a push in the right direction, something which is going to be wholly unexpected, darling dear. Out of the blue. They're going to compliment you, and it's going to feel like gift-giving season. We already saw the energy of the two, darling dear. But these gifts you truly deserve because you worked hard. This is an offer as well as helping hands coming towards you on the Empress again. Base of the deck, moon energy, intuitively guided towards you. It also speaks about what? The negative energy of a fake friend, fake family, a left behinder. Someone who what? They're stuck in their life, darling dear, on the hamster wheel of rinse and repeat. They don't know how you managed to get away and get great. Well, guess what? You're the miracle. Guess why? Because you poured away their F shit and they're all swanky. Manifesting what you truly deserve. As you left them behind. These people are persons, right? They're going through debt. They're going through depression, right? They're going through abusive situations, darling dear. I'm also seeing the sex abuse in a situation. This could be what? Thruples or quadruples, I don't know. But their situation isn't fabulous, gorgeous, and lovely. What? Oh, it's the dustmen taking up. They come for the waste first. The green and the brown, green and the blue box, the environmental stuff. Yeah. Anyway, as I was saying, you poured away and left a situation that no longer served you, darling. There's sackcloth and ashes. You was in a lot of physical debt and spiritual debt, but you've cleared up all this karma. Travel to what? A more calmer space, a more spiritual space. So in that, talking about spiritual, somebody needs to clean up their altar, darling dears. Take everything off your tableau and wipe it down. Change your offerings, change the water. Because even if you put fresh water on it gets stagnant after a while. You've got to celebrate the ancestral team, your security at all times, darling dears. You've got helpmate, you've got offers, sponsorship deals, contracts. This is also accolades, the achievement of what? After major studying. Somebody's going to have letters after their name, don't you know? Pinkies up. You have the badass alchemist ways, and they're stuck in their ways, darling dear. What you want? Build a new future. This also speaks about the death. The death of possibly a family member. It could be a matriarch of the family. The misappropriation of funds from pages, darling dear. A page ain't got their own shit. This is somebody that acquired it off the back of someone else. It speaks about an inheritance. You're going to get some information around this and that person. Queen of Cups. Listen. Your loyalty, darling dear, is about to be rewarded because you paid attention, Hierophant energy. You was the student and now you're the teacher. The teacher of what? Everything, darling dear. Be proud of what you've achieved. Your loyalty to the Most High is giving you a new lease on life, darling dear. The full energy, but you have your third eye buffed up to a bitching shine as you travel, darling dear. Again, travel. The page speaks about what? A new beginning. It also speaks about a loyal partner, as well as what? An age difference. You're not going to be the same age, darling dear. This also speaks about stepping into your authority. Some of you are about to be promoted, darling dear. But you're going to have to what? Have thick skin, because you're going to have a lot of marauders at your back. They don't want you to have it. But Divine has gifted you with the Ten of Pentacles. A new beginning. This also speaks about what? The Ten of Pentacles next to the Empress again speaks about a rich partner. Whether business or love, darling dear. It's coming at a hot trot. All future present energy, because the cards are looking at me. Clarify the Chariot. Mastery, darling dear. The progress that you've made, Father God Most High, your ancestors, angels, way shows and spiritual guides are proud of you. Mastering your emotions, darling dear, and being able to act from how can I put it? Being the third party in your life, right? Being able to step out of a situation and look at all of the players on your chessboard. You mastered something, and it's what? Right underneath the mastery, darling dear. And the progress. The Two of Swords, the choice you made, darling dear, is giving you nothing but gifts. And again, this speaks about travel. Something major is traveling towards you, darling dears. Something major. Sun card, happiest card in the deck, darling dear. Reaping what you sowed. Base of the deck. And they're crying into... I told you, didn't I tell you? They're crying into their fist blood. Where's my bell? Clear up that bad juju. Five of Pentacles. This is the Judas, right? They're full of regret, darling dear. Possibly regret that they didn't finish you off. Base of the deck. You made the right choice, right? Because you was mentally entrapped, darling dear. The things that they did, darling dear, they made you think that you didn't have gangster in you when you are big cat. You turned your shapely back. Two of Wands and actively moved towards your goals. Final messages about the travel. Then I really got to push off, darling dears. We've got the 922, the energy of the 9. The Hermit, Virgo energy, isolating yourself after betrayal, but it brought you discovery of thyself. Going within, darling dear, trusting in yourself, belief in yourself. You're not the same person, and you have not, I repeat, been making wrong choices in partnerships. You didn't go for something to do. You're waiting on a true partner. The right partner. Seven of Pentacles. We already saw that. More messages. Where's something? Oh, here it is. Any more messages around the travel for the big cat? As they mastered something. You saw the King of Swords twice, darling dear. Moved in silence. Yes, baby. Nothing like what? A big cat with a what? Prayer. A prayer that took you through cycles, darling dear, as you got great. And someone's praying that you go through some kind of a cycle, become a doormat. Listen. What's this? Keep going, big cat. Keep going towards your goals, your dreams, and your aspirations. Yes, some days we don't feel like it, but today, with the Gemini Sun connecting with Jupiter in Aries this morning, put your back into it, darling dears. Put your back into it, right? Because the catfish can't do you a damn thing. Whatever cycles they wanted you to take you through, they're on it. They're in it. And they don't know how to release themselves from it. And you mustn't tell them nothing, because you've been guided by a higher power to leave the what? The summer stage and step into the best version of yourself. A lot of traveling going on. And this speaks about adventure, darling dear. A new adventure is coming towards you. Keep going. What you prayed for, what you're seeking is seeking you. Know this, right? It's the truth roof. Pinkies up. The catfish can't stand in the face of your truth, darling dear, right? And they come with the bad vibes, the bad credit, the bad luck, the bad advice, and the skulldugger's panani or futum with the bad memory. You was put into spiritual quarantine. This is you in the middle of all of this wickedness. Base of the deck, a series of what? Serendipity, fortunate events, darling dear, while they sit in the seat of what? Inertia. Inertia. None of your business, big cat. You're fabulous, gorgeous, and lovely, and you know it. But you don't what? Tell no one nothing. Tell no one nothing. Nobody needs to know anything about what you're building, what you went through. Nothing. Right? We've got Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy, water energy, darling dear. And it was falling out next to the bad vibes. Right? We've also got Leo, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius on the bad vibes. Okay? We've got the moon and Cancer energy, emotions, feelings, instincts, as well as memories. Somebody's going down that dark path. The one where what? They can't even trust their in shadows after dark. Yes, baby. They're on a dark path. What's this? Look. We're getting almost all of the signs. Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. So we've got water, fire, and air signs. But we've also got the emotions here with the moon. We've got all of the elements out here, darling dears. Pay attention because the cycle is about to be over. That's a lot of cards, but I'll keep it. On the keep going, darling dear, you have the badass alchemist ways. You're an alchemist, darling dear, and you learned how to bend the matrix. That isolation was the best thing that could have ever happened to you. Because you was isolated from what? A back, front, neck, tab of blood. What did I say? Family issues. Yes, baby. Higher powers handling them. And we've got what? Transformation. Pluto, right? Which rules Scorpio. Transformation because you evaluated your what? Shadow side. And it's the death and rebirth of you, darling dears. Rise of the Big Cat as the Big Cat Chronicles continues. On that note, I drops me mic. Toddle over to my Teesprings, toddle over to my Patreon, or simply come back here. And as I always say, don't get smoked. And don't smoke yourself. From the ashes, baby. Namaste. Cat, cat.